the day after this, Fnatic versus Gambit Part 2, because they played earlier this year. So this game is really interesting because both teams have assassins. And Fnatic has no hard tanks, so basically the structure of this team fight, or of this game, is that, like I was saying, both teams want their assassins to dive into the back line and kill a squishy, while the rest of the team kind of moves forward with their damage and collapses on the other team who is trying to deal with this assassin. And then the tank, if they have one, is going to act like a buffer, but the back line is going to peel for itself more so than they need a tank to soak up damage because they have the assassin in that back line. And definitely these team fights are a lot more focused on dealing damage and just out-damaging your opponent rather than the traditional structured team fight of like trying to defend the AD carry. So we're actually going to go about, I think it's 30 minutes into this game at the first fight, and you wouldn't be able to tell based on the kill score, but Gambit have a pretty large lead. So 12-12, but Gambit have been securing dragons the entire game, and Fnatic actually make a really good play here. I like what they do. It's not exactly, about positioning and target focus, but they realize, a thing that Diamond has been doing all game, which is warding this blue buff right before they do Baron, or right before they do Dragon, and they catch out Diamond when he goes to do that. So
they're not really doing anything.
I also want you to focus on XPK and on Alex each, because they're both going to do this backline diving assassin thing. For XPK, it's going to work out a lot better than it does for Alex each.
Lead the head, except for actually right now pushing this turtle a little bit. But apart from that, they haven't done
I forgot to switch the layers again. Yay me. There we go.
anything, and Fnatic have just been able to farm up and actually getting more and more back in the game. Pekka is getting stronger. You also have the Sonyas now on Source.
That's for Soa, so that basically takes him out of the equation for Alex, who's not got many targets left. And the way that supports work these days as well, Yellowstar could even get himself up if this game continues like this. 30 minutes in, we've got less than a minute for the Dragon. You can see already that Tussle is going down on the bottom side of Fnatic's jungle, using the scans, getting the pink wards in there to gain that vision control back.
Yeah, it's very good position by Fnatic right here, because they avoid the fact that Gambit could maybe be in this jungle and catch them when they want to go in for the Dragon. So it's smart they're actually doing it beforehand, and if Edward or something should walk into ward, they can take a kill on him and then the Dragon.
So another scan coming down this time for Gambit. They're starting to walk up a little bit more. Diamond is going to face check this one. Actually, a lot of damage will be blocked by that Banshee fail, but the rest of it is going to be coming in. And there is the kill. Deathmark goes down on towards Yellowstar. It's going to be enough to get it. Genja actually secured it from the side of that one. And now Peke is chasing. He's Zonya's. Alex is trying to get away. Actually dodges away. Soaz is going to try and chase him down from this one. And he does manage to finish him off. Meanwhile, Peke has jumped back over up to the blue. I think.
All right, so first of all, may I allow us a moment just to pray to based XPK for a minute, because he's pretty good. And okay, second of all, like I was talking about, Diamond, every time they went for this Dragon, they would ward this blue buff. He would ward this blue buff. So Fnatic realizes that he's doing this, and they put down a pink ward, and XPK just sits there. And so Diamond is actually a pretty large threat in this game. He's if he's allowed to stay alive, that's a big problem for Fnatic. So he's gonna be killed and not do a whole lot in this fight.
Coming down this time for Gambit. They're starting to.
Alright, so the flash Tibbers onto Diamond. He uses his ultimate, but really he doesn't accomplish a whole lot. So at this point, Alex Ich goes in, but he goes in on Yellowstar. So, he really couldn't go in on XPK because XPK can just Zonya's the damage. So, Yellowstar was probably the best target he could choose, but it wasn't a good target. So they're going to trade a jungler who does a lot of damage for a support who's basically already done what he needs to do in this fight. Which means that right now, even though it's 1-for-1, Fnatic have a significant advantage here. So XPK is going to be a beast and just go into the backline on Alex H. Zanya's that grab and then just walk away like a boss. So actually, Darien was up in this top lane split pushing, and he thought he had time to just walk down and join this team fight. So he's just now getting in here on teleport because he started teleporting late. You'll actually see he walked down here and then teleported just because he really didn't think he needed to use it. If he'd pulled the trigger quicker, probably they could have killed XPK, maybe even Soaz. This could have been very different. But, you know, Alex H goes in deep for that one kill on a support. And then Soaz eventually is able to clean him up. So big plays from XPK allow Fnatic to come out ahead in that fight. But what we'll notice is they don't gain a really significant advantage here. So even though you could argue that they won that fight, they don't actually get to take anything out of it. So basically all they do is stall Gambit for a little bit longer, and this is something Gambit does a lot, which is they just force fights constantly. They make aggressive plays constantly, and I think it's actually really good against Fnatic's playstyle, which is to be very methodical and and beat your opponent in rotations, because what it forces Fnatic to do is it accelerates the pace of the game, so Fnatic has to constantly deal with your aggression, and even if Gambit's losing some of the fights, they're winning most of them, and they have a pretty large lead. So they can set the pace of the game, and that's the see hero, kill hero Gambit playstyle that allows them to beat Fnatic so often. Yeah, and I think if Gambit played this more cleanly, if Gambit was a stronger team as far as rotations and positional play and vision control and things like that, I think that they could win games a lot more definitively and a lot more often. But you know, their playstyle definitely works. They like to play this aggressive assassin playstyle. So you know, that's this game is going to be all about the see hero kill hero Gambit. So we're gonna skip forward to a few minutes ahead. It's right here, isn't it? Alright, so Gambit is in kind of a stupid position here because Darien has teleport up, but for some bizarre reason he is in the top lane with the rest of his team while Genja's split pushing bottom. So Genja, when a fight breaks out, is not going to be able to get there quickly enough, whereas Darien, I'm still on Fnatic, whereas Darien, you know, he could join the fight with teleport, but instead he's just going to be here with his team. And Fnatic's actually going to force an engagement, and I think Gambit, considering their position on the map right now, should just back away. They can set the pace of this game. There's really no reason for them to go deep on this, but they are going to. So let's see how it plays out.
And Alex between them actually getting through, and Diamond going to get caught out here by Peki. The ultimate is going to snag him, but he's got a Guardian Angel. Darien is there at the front. They've gone in on towards Yellow Star. Deathmark won't be enough damage to pop him, but Alex flashed in there, got more damage down and got the kill, and now his Guardian Angel goes down. Can he get away from this one? Only so far. Cyanide is able to follow through. Darien's actually behind the turrets there in the enemy base, looking for an exit, but I'm not sure he's going to find it. Oh, Cyanide follows him through. Q already connected. Chain comes in there, but they can't finish it off. Box goes down from Edward.
Alright, so let's go back. And I'm going to say right now that Alex H did not need to dive the tower there. He saw Diamond getting jumped on. He's like, hey, I'm going to kill Yellow Star, and he kills Yellow Star. But I mean, it's not really that good for them, so. Genja, of course, in the bottom lane. I'll keep an eye on him. So Diamond gets jumped on, but he has Guardian Angel, so he's really fine. There's no reason that Gambit need to fight here. Especially because now, you know, XPK is a little bit extended. They can just retreat into the jungle, and if Fnatic pursues, then Gambit has a favorable fight. Otherwise, you know, Genja's in this bottom lane. He can always just get this tower here while Gambit stalls. But instead, Alex Each goes so deep on Yellowstar here, and you know, he does get to kill Yellowstar, but actually the Tibbers from Yellowstar, if you noticed it, zoned out Darien and Alex Each for just that much longer. So Diamond gets away. Clearly they didn't need to engage on this as a reaction to Diamond getting jumped on, because Diamond lives. So now Alex Each is deep under this tower. They've gotten 1 kill. Darien's going under to follow him up, but Genja's still not there. And of course, because Diamond was jumped on, he's way in the back. So Alex Each used his flash even to go in, so he doesn't have a real way to escape right now. And Darien's eventually going to go down here to Cyanide, following the Lantern, so pretty good play there. And you'll notice Genja is just now showing up, like just now. So he didn't really participate in that fight at all. Gambit dived basically for no reason. It was just a mess. So overall, Fnatic kind of realizing that Gambit loves to play that aggressive style, isn't afraid of diving. They say, hey, if we start a fight, maybe they'll react and engage on us. And you know, they saw Genja on the bottom, so they're not particularly afraid of a fight. They can always back out before Genja gets there, and they can always force a reaction from Genja. And that's honestly just Gambit misplaying map positioning, but it's definitely important. But we'll notice yet again, they get 2 kills for 1, but they still don't have enough of a position on the map to really accomplish anything. I think maybe they got Dragon or mid tower out of this or something, but that's it. And Gambit are still pretty significantly in the lead. So we've got 2 more fights to talk about. They're pretty closely related to each other. Alright, so these fights are at Baron. Gambit is trying to force the Baron here. Basically what they're doing is they're sending a couple champions outside of the pit to zone while they sneak the Baron with the rest. It's not exactly sneaking, because Fnatic knows exactly what they're doing. They even have a ward on it. And you know, Gambit's vision control is not the best. I think that's something they could improve on for sure, but we're going to see Diamond kind of in a weird position. He has no reason to be outside of the pit. And we're going to see Alex Each kind of jump over the wall, and Genja's left in a really awkward position.
He's going to go
So
down
let's see
quick.
Yeah, they can do it with a few people and then keep like Darien to just harass and try and keep Fnatic away. There is a ward, so they have full vision of what's going on, and they're moving in for this.
Moving in from the side, so as up on the top there, just harassed.
Did I switch layers? No, I didn't.
Out by Diamond. Darien trying to be a wall basically between that Baron and the Fnatic team. Peke has started to move around the side. They've stopped doing Baron for now. He's going to be low at 2,900. Edward is going to get singled out from this one. Use the Mikhail's on himself as Peke uses the Zonias, but they're focusing now Darien. Is Darien going to get away? Super Mega Death Rocket. Alex Each is in the middle of them as well.
Whoa.
And Alex is still going. Double kill for Zed. There's surely going to be more. Good killing there from Reckless. We'll throw Alex back.
Alright, so that's basically the gist of it. You know, Gambit still win that fight, but they don't win it as decisively as I think they should have. So first thing to note is Diamond is outside of the pit. He's their smite, and he has no reason to be out here, because quite honestly, Darien and Edward are enough to zone out members of Fnatic. So then what we're going to see is Gambit clearly don't care about the Baron as much, because Alex Each is going to jump over this wall and go on an engagement on the members of Fnatic. So this puts Edward and Genja in a really awkward position, because XPK actually manages to get past Darien and Diamond, and so he meets up with Edward. And you know, right now, when does Alex Each go over the wall? Okay, he goes over the wall here. So this XPK is in this back line. There's basically no one here that can actually deal with him. And Genja can't really participate over the wall. And he can't go in on XPK, because if he goes in on